Hello everyone. Today I am going to give a whole review regarding how to use APIs. We have 11 APIs with us which have different functionalities like creating customers or updating it. We can also activate and deactivate our customers. We can also create and update invoices using APIs only. So today I am going to give a whole review regarding how to use all these APIs. And before that, what I did is that I created a new company that is called Test Company. For this company, what I will do is that I will create a customer for it, and also I will create the invoices. Okay, so for that, what we need to do is we will do that all using APIs. So even before doing that, I need to tell you something is that first you need to go click on this button, that is settings. Now click on this settings and you need to turn off this option, that is SSL certificate verification. If you do not turn this option, the APIs will not work. Okay, so make sure that you turn off this option before using the APIs. So first what we need to do is that we need to log in using the company. So for that login we need username and password. So to know what is the username for my company, what I need to do is that I need to click on integration information. In the integration information I can see the username. My username is Test Company. So what I will do is that I will copy it and I will paste it here. Also I will write the password for it and I will click on send button. After clicking on send button, a token will be generated. Only using this token I can use the other APIs, otherwise not. So we will move on to the first API, that is create customer. What I will do here is that I will paste my token here first in the headers tab. Okay, I pasted my token here. After that we will move on to the body tab. In body tab, what we will do is that we will fill the necessary details, that are company ID, name, owner name, email, reference number and all of it. So what we will do here is that we will need a company ID because I am making a customer for my company. So how to know this company ID is, again I will need to go here on the integration information and I can see my company ID here, that is 20. So I will write 20 here. I have already written it and now I will click on send button. Here it is telling me that my customer has been added successfully. Now if I move on to the customers tab, I can see that my customer has been already created. Like I added the name and owner name, that is Dheeraj Agarwal, and I can see it here. Okay, now I am going to update a customer. To update a customer, what I will need to do here is that again I will need to paste my token here. I have already pasted in this one, and I will need to fill out the necessary details in body tab. So what I did to also I will need several things to update a customer. What I will need is the company ID. Okay, we know that the company ID is 20. After that we will need the ID. The ID is the ID of a customer. How to know the ID of the customer is that I will go to here. I will go on this page, that is customer. I created just this one. So the ID of this customer here is 2698. I will enter it here, 2698, and I will also copy the reference number. Reference here is this. Okay, after doing that I will change okay, I have entered this, and now I will click on send button. Now here it is telling me that the customer has been updated successfully. So whatever I have entered here is now the details of this customer. Okay, after that we will activate and deactivate a customer. Okay, first I will deactivate a customer. I will need two things here, that is company ID and reference number. So the company ID we know is that it's 20, and reference number, the reference number again we know is this one. Now if I click on send button, it is telling me that the status has been changed successfully, meaning my customer has been deactivated. If I click on here, I can see the status here that it is deactivated. Now if I need to activate it again I will go to the activate customer. Okay, after that in activate customer I will need to enter the company ID, that is 20. Again I will need the reference number, that is 19988. Here. Now if I click on send button, it is telling me that the status has been changed successfully, meaning if I refresh the page, here I can see that my customer has been activated again. Okay, now we will move on to the invoices. I will create an invoice for this customer. Okay, now we will create an invoice for our customer. So what I will need to do is that I will need to click on create customer, and I will need the necessary details to fill to create an invoice. So first of all I will need a company ID. We know it is 20. I will need the customer reference number also. We know what is the reference number, it is this. We will fill out the necessary details, and I will click on send button. Here it is telling me that the new invoice has been successfully created. Okay, meaning if I look at my invoices, here I can see that my invoice has been created. Okay, now we will update our invoice that we just created. So first I will click on update invoice, and then I will again need to fill out the necessary details. So what I will do here is that first of all I will need a company ID. I have already written it here, it is 20, and also the customer reference number, it is 19988. Also I will need an ID of my invoice. So how will I know the ID of my invoice is that I need to go on here, and I will click on invoices. I can see it here, the ID of my invoice is 115. So I will copy it and I will paste it here. Now if I click on send button, here it is telling me that my invoice has been updated successfully, meaning whatever I have changed, it is changed in this invoice. Okay, so now we are going to deactivate and activate our invoices. How we will do it is that first I will click on this tab, that is deactivate invoice. I will need to enter two details here, that is company ID and reference number. The company ID is 20. I have already written it here. We know that the company ID is 20, and this reference number is the reference number of the invoice. So how to find it is that first I will go here in the invoices. Here, this is the invoice that I want to deactivate. What I will do here is that I will copy this reference number and I will paste it here. Now if I click on send button, it is telling me that my invoice has been deactivated successfully, meaning if I click on this page and if I reload it, here it is not showing me any invoice, meaning my invoice has been deactivated. Now to see it again, I will activate it again. So I will activate it from using this tab, that is activate invoice. I will click on I will again enter the company ID. We know it is 20, and I have already written the reference number also here, that we knew is that it is 15666. Now if I click on send button, here it is telling me that my invoice has been activated successfully, meaning if I click on this page, if I again reload it, here I can see my invoice again here, meaning it has been activated successfully again. Okay, so these are the activate and deactivate invoice. Now I will move on to the next API, that is post invoice payment. What I will need here is that I will enter a pay amount here, and I will enter the other necessary details to run this API. So first of all, I will need a company ID, that we know it is 20. I will also need the invoice reference number. We know I am using this invoice, so I am copying it from here. It is 15666. And now we will need the customer reference number also. So I have created a customer. Here the reference is this one. Now I will need the reference number of this payment. I can write any value here. I have written it here already, and the other details. Now if I click on send button, it is telling me that the invoice payment has been added successfully, okay, with this reference number. Now if I need to delete that payment, what I will need is that again I will only need to add two things here, that is company ID. We already know that it is 20, and the reference number of the payment. We know that we did a payment here, so the reference number is this. I will copy it and I will paste it here. Here it is telling me that the invoice payment has been deleted successfully. So these are the 11 APIs that we are going to use for the different functionalities. Okay, and I have given a review regarding how to use all these APIs. Okay, thank you very much. This is all.